Peace, my family, and we're all back to all those coming out of that good cocoon for the first time. Welcome. This your girl, the butterfly. We about to take off. Let's fly. Just want to send you all the good healing energy your way. Peace, love, happiness, harmony, and abundance. Hope you guys are out there keeping your mind right and that good mind. How y'all feeling today? Hope you guys are most definitely moving on up in your higher natures and cleansing. Oh yeah, cleansing the lows. Came in here today to express, right? And again, family, one moment. All right, now I'm back. Okay, so we're going on this good journey with it. Oh man, it does get real. And so that's why it's so important to cleanse. Because the more you cleanse, the higher you go. The more you remove things from your life and let go, the higher you fly. Just saying. So, I gotta get my good smoothie in. This smoothie has purple cabbage, cucumbers, a little bit of ramen lettuce, and some blueberries, and some sea moss, some ginger, cilantro leaves, bananas for taste, and let me think, anything else I'm missing? Oh yeah, some beet juice. And that right there is my smoothie of the day. So yeah, that right there most definitely will get me going for the day. Give me the energy that I need to be productive. Right. So let me just say this, family. The more you eat live foods, the more your energy rises. So it's very important that you get it how you live. And that means getting it into your system. Nourishment is very much important. You're going to need that on this good journey to have the energy. You're going to need it to press on and keep going, right? It's needed because once you begin to start feeling good, you start doing more good things, right? When you feel good. And it's very important on this journey to do so. So that does help me when, I'm doing a little cleanse. Now, of course, fasting is good. And, of course, that's what you should do monthly, fast. And I know we eat, after 11 a.m. And that's a fast as well. But if you want to go on a real fast, that's something that you have to decide for yourself. And you decide how you want to move about that fast and what you want to let go of, and speaking to our Creator about what you're trying to do and removing certain things so then certain things can become so clear, which giving you more clarity with things when you fast. Because again, family, when you do that, you begin to hear better. And I know nowadays people are doing a lot more fasting these days, I see. And that's good. And people may say that, fasting, some people say, oh, it's not good for your body. And let me just tell y'all, that is so far from the truth. So I just thought I'd speak the truth. Fasting is very good for your body. Now, It's up to you to decide how long you want to do it and how long you want to go. But of course, taking baby steps if you haven't done it at all. A few hours, one day. And then, baby steps to build your stamina up for fasting. Because, again, I know for people that have never done it before, it's not easy. So, that again will help. And when you're going on this journey, family, just know this journey is for a lifetime, long haul, right? And it's not something that you want to really let go of the rope of. Because yes, you will have challenges and certain things come up in your life. Remember to not get distracted, because those are distractions. Remember what they are. If it's not speaking on what the Most High is telling you, then it's a distraction, right? Seeing things for what they are. And no, you don't have to call it that. You don't have to call it what it is, right? You don't have to call it, you just see it what it is. Okay, cool. And so, yeah. When you begin to use healthier methods of coping with your experiences here on this planet, your life will begin to do a shift and transform into what the Most High wants it to be. And that's when you're living your so-called best life, right? When you're doing what the Most High tells you to do, right? And that part right there, I know it gets a little, struggle sometimes, because the flesh and things that you want, or desires that you want, and things that you may want in life. And that part get a little hard because you're seeing all these things around you, right? And all these things look good, seem good. Oh, I want that. Not knowing that, if you were paying attention and came across a scripture or two, you will find out that most of the things, if you check out just not one source of a scripture, if you checking out scriptures, different books, right, when it comes to what the Most High has to tell you, right, to his nation and people at that particular time, and you do a comparison and you do, correlation and the connection between all of them, you will find out that most of this is something that you want to stay clear away from. And people, give their whole life to needing certain things in their life, right? And I've been there where I felt like I needed people, right? I needed these people in my life to make me feel good or make them feel good, and all of that. And again, there's nothing wrong with having people in your life. You're gonna have people in your life, right? And the love you have for people, right? That's real, right? You're gonna have love for people. But when it becomes where you guys are on two different frequencies and vibrations, right? And it becomes a little, staticky, and you're realizing that you guys are not seeing eye to eye anymore. Certain things that you don't want to do anymore, they don't feel like anything is particularly, wrong with it, or they cool with it, And realizing that everybody is on their journey, right? So realizing that you have to walk yours. And that is also going to require you to sometimes step away at times in different parts of your journey to get yourself together, to gain discipline, self-control, a lot of things that you hold so dear, right? We have to learn how to get a grip to that, because we've been warned of that. It's about loving, but not loving in a sense where it's all about loving. Let me just say that. But what I'm saying is loving, like, period. But it's also moving in a form of detachment too, because again, you have to realize that you have come here for a purpose and to accomplish your destiny and complete your mission, right? There's certain things you're gonna have to break away from, and move how you move. And that's going to be different tests that come in your life. And also, people that's placed in your life are there to teach you certain lessons. There's no coincidence on anybody that was placed in your life. If you think about from childhood and on, everyone that was placed in your life was there for you to learn a lesson. And once you begin to realize what that lesson was, if you go back, you begin to see the patterns on things that, was already in you, right? And also that same thing goes for childhood. When you begin to really see what you were into as a child, or things like that, where you just paid attention to more, if you can remember certain things that you were just into that people was like, oh, you need to just put it all away, that can also be like a catalyst to push you forward on something that you might want to do now, skill wise, to create income, or certain things that you were into before that you kind of broke away from. And that's where you begin to find your inner gifts, right? Because it was given to you already as a child, and we got to learn what they are. And it's just the simple things. Everybody got gifts in them. You got to learn how to bring it out. Some people can communicate well, and they can break it all down and give you what you need. Some people can heal, and it's many different other forms of gifts that you have that can be brought to the forefront. And it's many different methods of healing, right? And it's many different methods of how to maneuver, right? Once you begin to disconnect from the things that are not so good, or things that you cope with that is inside of yourself that's literally destroying you. So you have to understand about creating healthy habits, because that's very important on this journey. Because if not, you're going to be stuck in that same place until you create a habit and transition to the next, right? The journey is all about you, and you decide how far you go. And again, family, there is no shortcuts. There's no shortcuts on this journey. You are where you are. You are where you are, and you are where you need to be, and where reality, where your choices has got you, right? And however far you are, whether you're at the bottom, the lowest of the low, or in the middle, or at the top, no matter where you are, there's always room for growth. And you can always go on and move on up to the next level, or take that next step. Because again, we got all the time to get this together, right? And you got to learn how to shift your focus on you, because that's how you create, the kingdom right within you. You have to remember that the nourishment that your soul needs is from the Most High. Omnipotent Jesus told us this, right? And we have to learn how to listen and obey when the Most High tells you how to maneuver this life, because this is for a reason. It's a loss to these realms, and a lot of people don't know this, and wondering why certain things aren't going in the way that they think it should go, especially if you move in the desires and the ways of the world. But that is the trap, because it really feeds you nothing. Yes, oh yes, it may feed you a form of success. You will feel like you're successful out here with all the material possession, and yeah, that's cool. But I realized that when a lot of people get high up in that material possession, they lose themselves. It's rare that people don't lose themselves when they get to that point. So the whole point of it all is not to lose yourself while you're at it. There's nothing wrong with having money, right? But again, if you're allotted that amount of money, then it's on you to also help others, because that's why you were allotted that amount of money. It wasn't for you to sit on and soak up and get all in your power trip and, that pride and ego. All of that. No. That's for you to help someone in need. That's for you to help others in need. That's for you to start communities and businesses to help our people in many different ways also get to where they need to be, right? And that's all a part of it, right? But you gotta learn that how you're gonna get there is using your gifts, right? And if you don't know what your gifts are, that's why it's so important to get some time to yourself and really try some things out, not just also for the fun of it, but check some stuff out to see what you're really into, because that right there is gonna help you. If you into spiritual things and you're into the good journey within and certain things like that, oh man, it's so many ways you can express yourself to get the message across to other people, to help others also grow. And that is also a part of your gifts, and that's also the reason why people are here, awakening up to their destiny, right? And you got it in you, because guess what, family? The Most High has put it in you already. It's there. You just gotta bring it on out. And how you do that, family? Having that good smoothie, you know. you know, cleansing yourself so you can see clear, hear clear, and get your answers, get your help you need, right? Because people think that there's no help out here, there's no guidance, but that's also so far from the truth. We have guidance, it's here, but you have to be able to pay attention to what that is, right? The Most High gives you everything you need, keyword, everything. And the next word, the keyword is need, not want, need. Because the wants can also trap you in it all, right? Give you everything you need so you can fly. Now, the right knowledge is there to raise your consciousness levels up. Learn more about the realm you're in. Learn more about this planet. Learn more about the species on it. Learn more about you, right? That's needed, because then you'll understand what's happening around you so vividly. And once you begin to understand that and begin to learn more about the world around you, right? And why the world is in the state that it is in today, you'll begin to see things like you've never seen before. And oh yeah, once you get past the part of being lied to about a lot of things, oh yeah, that's gonna make you feel some type of way. Once you get past the whole race ordeal, you know, nobody wins the race and racism, oh yeah. Once you get to that point where it's like the focus is you and what you came to do here, regardless, what you came to stand on, the truth of it all. Once you begin to really see yourself for who you are and don't apologize for it, because you know that you're moving in love and your intentions are good, it's up, right? You're moving in the right direction. So it's about staying focused, realizing that it's a lot of stuff that has to play out, right? Whether people don't know it or not, but certain things have already been written, so all this has to play out. The prophecies have to play out. Everything is going in course. So we have to realize that. Meanwhile, we got work to do. we got some cleaning up to do. We got to clean up our own house. And that's the temple. And externally, you have to clean up your own house. The simple ways of life. Cleaning up your own house. Literally. And keeping it that way. You know. Have a routine about yourself. Cleansing yourself. Taking care of yourself. All of that is needed on this journey to give you the energy that you need so you can be able to raise your frequency and vibration. It is needed. Letting go of those bad habits. Drinking to get drunk. Smoking to get high. Not realizing that on the higher vibrations and the higher rims, you get naturally higher, like you've been smoking, but even higher than that, right? Without smoking, right? You feel high already, high. But people don't know that because, or some people do, that, you don't even need it. You good, right? Because there's something about, when you begin to intune yourself with the universe and the Most High, oh yeah, that's all you need. You flying high, right? And that love frequency, oh yeah, you flying high out here. And that's also gonna make you feel a natural high. You feeling good, right? Don't you want to feel that way every day? Oh yeah. Now, patience with yourself, of course, that takes time. That's that inner working. And if you are literally at that place where you're at the bottom and have been there, because before, remember, like I told y'all before, I used to drown myself in liquor. I used to drown myself in smoke, weed, right? I used to drown myself in it all, right? Because at the end of the day, it came down to, why was I doing that? It was all about love, family. For me, it was all about love. All I wanted was love. Not realizing that all I needed was the love from the Most High, and also, that's it, right? There's nothing else. All I need is the love of the Most High. But also, ain't no but I'm just saying, in the next sentence, I found out that you have to love yourself, right? And when you know that you're not loving yourself how you should, you're not taking care of yourself how you should, you know what I mean? It's like you go your whole life and everyone tries to, make it seem as if it's something wrong with you. Right. The whole time, it was nothing wrong with me. Right. I had good intentions. I had love behind me and what I do. Nothing wrong with me. I remember when I used to just play love songs. People used to look at me like, why are you playing this? What's all that? Why are you playing love songs? And I'm like, why not? Don't y'all want to hear love songs? Oh no. They're too afraid of it, right? All they want to hear was lust and just all this other stuff, right? The question is, why? What y'all afraid of? Love. That's because people got some issues deep down within themselves they gotta deal with when it comes to love. Because if people don't want to show you, or show you the way you feel you should be loved, like showing you love in general, and people been butthurt in their life with different experiences and different things like that, because they don't even realize, they don't even feel or see that love does exist, because they've been moving on lust and their desires and wants their whole life, and just set back to do something out of love just because it's the right thing to do, right? Just show love regardless, nothing back in return, just love. Just because you care, just because you want to show compassion one to another, just because you want to look out for one another, regardless how you feel about me, just saying, right. Just saying. That's what it's about. It's all about love, and it's all about being your true self. But if you're in a room around people where people are afraid to be their true selves and people are judgmental too about, who you are, right. Like, what's up? I know a lot in my life that a lot of people just try to figure me out, right? And not realizing that I'm myself everywhere I go, right? I'm myself. There's nothing to figure out, right? I've been being real with you from the jump. Where you been at? So, yeah, and then that's when people say, oh, yeah, you're different, all that. And I'm like, well, how so? Like, I'm just being me, right? I don't know. Like, aren't you being you? Right? Isn't this you? Right? Am I missing something? What's up? Why are people so afraid to be themselves? I don't get that. Because that's what's blocking you on your journey, if y'all don't know. Man, oh man. That's what's blocking you from leveling up on your journey. Just being yourself. Because the Most High has created you to be who you are. Don't you think that's enough? Don't y'all think that's enough? You just being you. Don't be listening to these people out here, because they out here not being themselves either. They lost themselves a long time ago and keep coping. Guess what? This journey is not easy. You have sorrows, you have pain, you have suffering. All of that is something that we all have to accept along the journey, right? Because that's a part of it, right? A part of it all. And we got to learn how to cope in healthier ways. Understanding for what it is and what you came to learn that lesson for whatever that situation was at that particular time. Who played those roles, what happened, and what you can do better the next go around. And that's how you level up. It's all about figuring out what happened, why did this happen, and not doing the same thing the next go around. Just saying, learn your lesson. And once you begin to learn it, truly learn it, you won't keep repeating the same cycle over and over again. You won't be continuing to be in the same spaces. And if you continue in the same habits, you're going to be in the same space until you decide to make a change. Until you decide to substitute it for a healthier habit. And then that's when you begin to level up. And that's how it goes. So as you continue, and this is just me off my own experiences, right? Me breaking away from the things that I know weren't good for me, right? Drinking heavy, right? Smoking heavy, had to let it go. Now, I still have wine, but don't get intoxicated, right? Right? And again, family, we have to understand it's about moderation, right? And having balance, right? Balancing your life, becoming lighter, cleansing, understanding really what healthy is, healing your body is, moving up into your light body is. You gotta become lighter, babes. Really, you gotta become lighter. How do you do that? It's by your choices of what you choose to eat. You gotta eat life, not death. And as you continue to keep moving toward life, that's when things begin to change all around you, because it's all about what you put in your mouth. It's all about what's on your plate. It's like everything that you do has some form of a cause and effect. So we have to be mindful of what we choose and our actions that we do each and every day, because they're creating a reality each and every day on what happens to you. And you're creating your fate, right? Oh yeah. So you have to be mindful. And the Most High is always with you. I hope y'all know this. And if you don't know, you need to start talking to the Most High. Right? Have a conversation, a real one, an honest one. Oh man. And when you begin to, you'll get your answers. They'll come. You gotta pay attention to it for it. And sometimes for me, what I like to do is I like to write my prayers down on pen and paper. I like to write them down. And once I begin to write them down, it gives me a chance to be a little bit more in tune, right? Because I can go back and read my prayers, because it's all about being in detailed, right? Read your prayers, positive prayers, right? And go back and read what you wrote. And you can see how the Most High is working in your life. Because sometimes when you pray, you don't remember everything that you pray. You might remember a little bit, But if you want to really be about praying in detail, then that's what you do. And you begin to go back and read and see how the Most High has been working. And sometimes, it's in divine timing when answers come. It's not on your timing. But you have to continue to keep doing what you need to do. You also have to keep can I get the word out? Keep continuing to do your part. Putting in your work. Continue doing what you know you need to be doing. Continuing to help yourself. And then that's when the non-ether forces will come and need and help you along the way. Just saying. So it's real. Everybody has to put in the work. And that's what I see a lot of people may not be willing to do because they feel like it's a lot, right? It can be. It can. But don't think of it that way. What you need to do is just take it a step at a time. One scroll at a time. One book at a time. Take it a step at a time. Create one goal at a time for yourself. Set a goal. Set a date. And be done. Moving on. And that's how you begin to break free. For sure. Now, family, this is just how I did it in my experiences. And hey, we can learn from each other because I know there's other people out there that has done what I've done. And hey, why not share your experiences as well? Because we can all help each other, right? So, I'm going to leave that there for now. Again, family, I hope you all know that you are loved beyond this world and in it. Believe it or not. Know it or not. Begin to spread that love one to another. Be the peace that you seek. Release our master teacher, Dr. Malachi. Peace, shalom, hashtag divine love, family, and watching. And it's all